don't know. Yeah, I think I keep muting the mic. You should be able to hear me now. Yeah, so basically, yeah, we had guests and I had a beer already. Pretty, actually, some 10% IPA. So I think I'm good in the context of beer. How are you guys doing? How is life? Let me just... Whew, what a day. Whew. Let me just make sure everything is sorted here. I'm also streaming on YouTube as well, even though there's actually nobody watching on YouTube ever. So I think I'll have to figure out, but I think I'm gonna start recording some videos this weekend, right? I believe in order to get anyone to watch on YouTube, you need to have videos, and that's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of funny, right? In order to kind of be found on YouTube, you already have to be popular, right? I guess that would be the logic, and that's pretty funny, because it's kind of unfriendly. It's demotivating in a way, right? I don't know, but yeah, let's see. Let's get hacking. Let's get started. Let me just run also the storybook. It's Friday, so let's see. I'm not working tomorrow, so let's see how how long I'll be. Let's just hack as long as we can stay awake. And good evening, my best man. All right, let's so okay, actually my storybook opened on the second screen. So what, yeah, okay, so so yesterday I believe we've been hacking on the feed, right? And we did some solid chunk of work. So this is where we were, and then we had the articles as well. Yeah, so what I think what I would like to start hacking today is kinda fixing our faker in the API, so it kinda, when the user is kind of signed up and stuff, it does actually generate some tags. Because right now, I mean, technically you're not able to do that anyway inside of the platform right now. Like, you cannot register without following at least one tag. So the state that our dummy accounts are in is kind of wrong, right? So my account that I generated, faker, isn't really valid to say, right? So let's kind of maybe start with that. Alexander and Vladen still together. Nice. Good evening, Alex. So let's go kind of to faker crap, and let's kind of start with that. So let's see. So C development database. So this is the thing that I call, right? This is kind of just this is what I wrote to generate dummy data in the database, right? This is kind of what I run. I just made a Cedar class and pretty simple stuff. Just I have create feed, create user, blah blah blah, and you can see that this kind of doesn't do anything because user has a join table, right? So we'll kind of start by good evening, Stefan. How are you doing, my friend? I guess Friday for all of us, so I'm super happy it's Friday. We had some big release at work this week, so it's been quite intense. I'm happy that we are here now. Okay, so let's kind of not fix that. Let's just extend it so stuff that we're actually making makes sense. So let me zoom in here a bit. Let me close this up. So so we create some bulk users right here. Let me see what this bulk create returns in Sequelize, right? Because I don't know. Does it actually return the models or... So it does return an array of models, right? So that's pretty good. Yeah, I have the book here. I think I showed you last stream. It's a very good book. Very good book. Yeah, I think I showed you last time. All right, cool. So I think that's what we're gonna do. So essentially here, we bulk create, right? Yeah, and so we wait for this, right? So technically here, So, and then we do this to find the users, right? Now, I believe if this is actually returning the models that were created themselves, let's take a look here. Belong to many, where is it? Async bulk create records options. Come on. Come on. So where was it? Create a bulk create, and then it returns a promise, and then array, and then array of models, right? So technically this is an overkill. We should be able to do this in a way, right? I hope. But actually, does this return documents or models? Nah, so it returns the models. No, not actually, not quite true. But we don't actually care, right? And then what we have to do here for each user now that we find, let's actually go and create user, or yeah, so nah. So this is my user creation API. This is the endpoint. Let me just see. So when I create a user, yeah, and then we have like update that I call, right? Then we have update user, and that's where we actually where we update the tag. So let's quickly do that there. So this is kind of the magic that we have to do, right? And we will do this indeed. Yeah, we have a roadmap, but we have a basically simple. Of course, yes, absolutely. We're following a roadmap. Yeah, not always, right? Like, of course, you have to keep in mind, this is a stream, right? So oftentimes I will shift a bit because, yeah, maybe you know that I talk to you guys a lot when I do this. So we oftentimes right, shift a bit, and yeah, we do something else, right? But generally, yeah, we have a roadmap for sure. So this is where we create an article for each user. Let's basically, for each user, let's create a, let's do this as well, right? And we technically don't really need promise all, right? Because we're not gonna, so this is a bit arbitrary here. But it's okay, like this basically just means wait for all of this to happen before you do that, right? So let's kind of now see, did we fix it? Let's go back to the platform here. So if we did, so yeah, we did. So as you can see now, I am kind of following some tags, right? And then if I go to the articles, you can see the reason why there's no thoughts, right? It's because we haven't created any, right? So we can technically make some of those as well in our faker. So we generate all of the data up front. I guess for this stream, it would be pretty smart to maybe generate some right now, so we don't kind of come to an empty state like this, even though of course we'll have to cover those states now. Let's kind of zoom in a bit here. So let's kind of also do this as well. So for each user, we create associations here. So we create some tags that the user follows, and then we create a bunch of articles for each user, right? Then we create associations, right, between tags and those articles. So I guess what we could do here is we could create some messages, right? We created last night, we created this new API, and we have this, and we said we'll have to rename those files anyway, right? But if we go to the model here, yeah, we have messages, and then we have this message tags, right? Yeah, so let's kind of do it, right? Just so we then have peace of mind, then we don't have to worry about creating data manually and wasting time. That takes a lot of time, right? So pretty much what we want to do, right, is so let's kind of grab this fella, right? Because we are kind of directly there inside of our faker doing all sorts of stuff like this. So actually right here where we are creating articles, right, we can create some messages by a bunch of other users, right? And then let's make sure we add this keyword here, right? Let's call this created messages, right? Then this body here, right? So let's take a look. Where's our user? Where's this fellow? Where's the reference to this? So essentially it is this user, right? That's good, right? So what we have to do here now is we have to kind of do something like this, like just as we have create article, right? We're gonna create another helper method. Let's just call it create message, right? And if we go actually to our Thunder client that we used last night, right? This is essentially how we've been creating those messages, right? So let's pretty much grab this file, and then we're gonna, well, nah, we don't actually even have to do that, right? So it's gonna have content, right? And then we're gonna use the faker here. So we're gonna let's just go faker.js docs, right? Because I don't quite remember the API. And then let's just find, is there something like, yeah, maybe we can use lorem ipsum, or let's see. It's absolutely irrelevant, but let's find something that would kind of commit message. What could we search for? Okay, let's just skim through quickly. Helpers, science, system, company, unique, vehicle, database, internet. No, so let's kind of use lorem paragraph, right? So fake.lorem.paragraph, right? And then we're gonna use that for our kind of tweet, for our message here. And then, no, that's, no. Yeah, this was the one I was supposed to change, not that one. Then let's kind of nuke this fella here. And then what did we say that this guy takes here? It takes message ID. No, this is fine. So this fella here, author, right? Author ID. Okay. So let's kind of do that. So author ID here. Let's nuke that. So this kind of, and then we need tags, right? And let's for now just hard code first 3 tags, right? Something like this. And then if we go over here, we can just pass this, create this dot create message, right? And then we pass it author ID is user dot ID, right? Something like that. Yeah. Then we're gonna pretty much do the same here. We're gonna say 1, 2, and 3, and do that. All right, let's kind of see if that did anything, if it created actually any messages or any tweets, as we can call it whatever. And then boom, as you can see, it did. And then you can see there's a bunch of them, different authors, right? Mohammed Huek, Eloisa Chris. So yeah, you get the point, right? So now we're just generating a bunch of those so we can kind of play with them and stuff like that, right? Of course, I don't care about randomization now because those are the actual proper resources they're created. But now we have the dummy data for that resource as well. And then now we can kind of style it better and we can get a bit better feeling of how it looks like and stuff like that. And as you can see, we're not really respecting any loading state. Okay, so that's kind of fine when it comes to Faker for now, right? I think it's efficient. So now we're generating. We just extended what we've been, our generator here. So let's kind of close up all of this and let's get to the UI. So this is so those are called thoughts, and the idea maker came up with this name. So this is not a message as of a chat. It's called thoughts. Let's not call it messages. Will it have private messaging? Yes. Is it going to be available during MVP? Absolutely not. So we're going to have it for sure. Possibly also chat, but not initially. No. Great question though. Great question though. I read it absolutely. But where do we connect on Twitch? How do we do that even? Or you mean in general, just have a chat? Awesome. Are you on Discord? Are you part of the Discord? Maybe. Because we could have like a call or something tomorrow or anytime you're available. Probably not now. It's like 11 p.m. here. Good evening, G-Bong. How you doing, man? How is life? All right, so let's now kind of, so what do we do with this? Well, first of all, we can kind of see that nice, man. Good to hear. Very good to hear. Yeah, exactly. That's the link to the Discord idea maker. Yeah. Nice, nice, man. It's 11 p.m. here basically, so it's pretty late. Yeah. All right. Let's kind of start cracking a bit more of this. So we should kind of, yeah. So here we have to respect the loading state, and we will, right? And it's fairly simple in both of those components. If it's loading, right, return some spinner, and we're gonna return the same one as we have in inside of this user message component, the one that we found that we liked. Where actually is it? Yeah, rotate spinner. So this fella here, right? So this is what we're gonna kind of have. And if we go back here, we kind of want to return that. Let's import this rotate spinner. That's fine. And then let's go to articles tab, thoughts tab. And then pretty much if is messages loading, pretty much do the same. And then also do a rotate spinner. Yeah. So let's go now to those views. We should get a spinner if we actually, let's see. No, not quite, right? So probably, yeah, let's see. Is messages loading? Let's also kind of get rid of this. La la la. Oh, this actually was supposed to be a catch in case there's an error. Okay. And actually, like, let's just do it like this. So we'll kind of, we're supposed to call it here, obviously, right? Even though it won't matter much, right? Set it to true. If it's successful, set it to false. If it fails, set it to false, because we don't want to stay in the infinite state, right? message is loading. Yeah. Where is this guy? Let me just close up a bunch of this useless stuff that we have. Article, no. So we have those two, right? Yeah. No, but yeah, I mean, this was kind of fine-ish, right? It was okay. There's no need to, it is kind of, this was okay. I'm pretty sure that's fine, right? I'm pretty sure that's okay. I'm also pretty sure this is okay. We're not returning, right? We're missing the return statement. That's the issue, right? So this kind of just evaporates in an open space. You know, it's like writing an expression that does nothing, right? Just like it dies there. So there we go, right? And then of course that seems to be loading way too long. So probably in this, what is this? Yeah, let's see, true, false, yeah. Yep, yep, yep. And need an effect to be here, right? Try that again. So yeah, we're good now, right? We have that spinner, so that's good. Super simple, which is why it's super good as well. It cannot be simpler than this. We'll see, right? We'll see when we release this eventually. Do we need SVGR? Do we need, right? Obviously caching and a lot of that stuff is going to become very important, but also getting caching done right is very difficult as well. So we're going to start simple. We have our Redux, we have our local state here, and we're going to do it like this. And then we're going to deal with the bottlenecks as they occur. So we're not going to prematurely optimize anything until we see that such thing is actually a bottleneck that is necessary, right? Because again, doing caching properly is painful, trust me. It is very painful. All right, cool. So we have that now. Obviously, like, we'll need a lot of stuff here, right? We'll need pagination for kind of both, right? We'll need we need to finalize this file, right, to add comments to it so you can, and likes and stuff to the actual tweet or to the thoughts as we call them, right? I don't know if there's a more geeky way to call the articles. Maybe something a bit more original, right? If anyone has ideas, absolutely feel free to share them. All right, cool. So now we have this basic stuff. Let's kind of make sure that one can create a message. And now the fun part is going to kind of start in a way, because let me just think here for a moment. So essentially, right, so if we go to Draw.io, for example, let's just call this one create, add, thought, whatever. So essentially we're gonna have the draft.js probably, because we wanna, you know, allow users to write some rich text in those tweets or whatever we're gonna call them. So you're gonna kind of write something like this, like you're gonna write some text, right? And just as any other social kind of platform, whatever, along the lines, you're gonna do like I don't know, JavaScript, Rust, whatever, right? Now, as we saw a couple of streams ago, this plugin, the mention plugin we're using for a draft.js has this callback that every time when you add this mention, the callback is called, and then we get that value itself to back, right? So that's what we're gonna have to do now. We'll have to use that callback and then associate those tags. So we're gonna have the tags as part of the draft.js content, which is kind of this complex object that we stringify and store in the API. But then we also have to send those tags separately from the content as well. You're gonna see what I'm talking about in a minute. So maybe something like this, right? Pretty much as we use our, and the only thing now that I'm wondering about when it comes to our draft.js, so if we take a look at our existing editor, right? Where is it? Here. This is our editor, right? But I don't want to, for example, support any of those fellas, right? Just want to support maybe bold or whatever, some minimal set of tags, right? And maybe code block and stuff like that. Maybe, yeah, I don't know, maybe the quote as well. So a few of them, but certainly I don't want to see H2s, you know, in a comment, right? So obviously this is very simple, but right now our editor component, our draft.js, doesn't take a toolbar as a prop, but it has it localized to the component. So maybe we can just pass the toolbar as a prop, or right, or something like that. Just pass maybe a list of tags that we want to. The thing is, for articles, that's a bit different, right? There's only one H1 in every article. That's the title of the article. But this here we're talking about the comments, right? So similar comments, just the ones that we have, for example, if you go to a single article like those, right? Having, you know, and also it's questionable what type of, I probably will remove for the articles as well, those headings, for the comments. For the articles themselves, they should be here. It, again, maybe, well, this is also questionable, but I don't want to limit people. But for the comments, no. So actually for this comment section here as well, we should remove all the headings as well. So you shouldn't be able, because kind of, yeah, right? If I do this, right, it kind of sucks, right? It's pretty ugly to see this inside of a comment, right? But maybe seeing the, I don't know, like seeing the actual quote, sorry, seeing the, seeing the actual, what is it, quote, right? That's maybe okay, I don't know, right? So it's about appearance, but it's also about not making the section very difficult to read, right? So we'll see. But regardless, that's kind of what we have to, that's what we'll have to do now for sharing, right? And so this is going to be the toolbar as it is now, right? It's actually inside. And we'll see, we have just text, maybe bold, and then, I don't know, something, right? Or, I mean, or actually have none of that. Maybe have no toolbar at all, just have plain text and then dimensions as we have them now, right? Yeah. So let's kind of see what we do, right? So also it's really, now we have to answer another question is, where do we put the tweet thing, right? Because I wanted to put it here, but it's actually pretty horrible. This drop down is pretty horrible, actually, how it looks. So if we localize it to the feed view, then every time you want to write something, you'll have to come to this view and do it. Is that a problem? Probably not, but it's not the greatest thing, right? But then on the other hand, maybe it's fine that you have to come to the feed and then maybe click some button. Let's kind of play with that for a second here, right? So let's kind of go over here and say what's on your mind? Share your thoughts. I don't actually know. Yeah, new thought. Yeah, maybe, yeah, maybe. Let's go with that. Yeah, something like that, right? Let's go to styled icons, whatever. Let's search for an icon. Maybe let's search for brain. When I think about thought, I think about the brain, right? Yeah, let's do this brain circuit. It kind of goes well with this our own little kind of crazy thing we're doing here, right? Let's kind of do this, right? And then let's copy this fella. Let's go to our assets, icons, no, images, right? Let's create a new one, call it brain, SVG. Let's get rid of this redundant stuff. That as well, right? And then let's run icons. Let's build the icons. Amazing. I'm gonna take a look in a second and then answer. Did you write to me? Ah, nice. Perfect. I see it. Amazing. Super good. Okay. And then let's kind of go here now and import this brain thing that we just kind of created. So brain. Oops. Brain. And let's see if my VS Code is smart enough to suggest actually my own. Yeah. No, not quite. No. So let's kind of use it here. Let's say brain. And then let's try to import it here. Actually, no, here it is. Brain. Did I actually call it brain? I did. And then we have brain, yeah. Yeah, so that's fine. Shouldn't complain. So it's not complaining anymore. Okay, great. So now obviously this is going to be super huge. We'll have to reduce the size. Yeah, exactly. So let's come here and give this fella a class name of flex as always, gap 2, item center, justify center. This, we should kind of use those tailwind directives a bit more because we keep repeating this stuff a lot. Let's kind of put this inside of a span as well. And then let's say here class name, let's say width of 5. Let's actually, let's not put this in Storybook, sorry. So let's just zoom to oblivion here. Let's see why is this class is not applied. Do I not take the class name of my button? I do. I do. Flex gap 2, item center, justify center. Yeah, maybe due to the, let me try one thing, text SM. XS. No, so it's not really, for whatever reason. Let's take a look here. Oh, of course. Good evening, Ambit. How you doing, man? I haven't seen you in a while. How is everything? How's life? That's quite strange. Oh, what? Good evening, Tori. How are you doing? So something is a bit strange here. I feel that some crazy stuff is happening. Ah, okay, so we have a span here. Fine. Ah, okay. Wait a minute. So span is loading. Rotate spinner. Then we have the children, and children are already inside of a. Yeah, man, I feel your pain. It's the same for me. The week has been this week has been quite chaotic for me as well. Yeah, did I like mistype something, or like why are we wasting time with this now? Yes, yes, absolutely, Tori, absolutely. I mean, I can just send you the whole button and then you can try to use it yourself. Let me just create a gist and I'm gonna send you this whole code. I think it's easier if I just send it to you, right? And then you can there you go, my dude. I hope it helps. Yeah, man, I know how it is. I know how it is, Mbit. I have a full-time job as well. Then I hang out with my family, my wife, my kid. I take care of him. And then I start streaming this at very late, as you can see. So it's kind of similar, but it's about perception, really. So, yeah. It's gonna get better, right? All right, let's get back to this thing. So there's something a bit off slightly, I think, maybe. Nice, man, nice. Very nice. Got it. Oh, actually, I might know what the problem is, right? Just the way that also my button is implemented. So if I do this, and then put those fellas inside of there, we should maybe be good. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, I mean, sometimes the... Yeah, exactly, Bounty. I think sometimes figuring out that sort of stuff is more important than the software itself. For sure, man. 100%. All right. Make sure to share your portfolio with us when you feel like it, Mbit. All right, so we have this thing now. Let's actually make it primary filled instead. Because, yeah, we kind of want it to be a bit more indicative about it here, right? And then, I mean, does my layout take a class name? No, it doesn't, right? Which is okay in a way, I guess, because that's why it is kind of very strict layout. But I guess what we can do then, we can just create another div here and then contain this sort of stuff inside it, right? And then just wrap all of this stuff, right? Just so this button is... Yeah, man, of course. Why not? And then let's kind of try to push... I mean, yeah. This is not really flex, is it, right? So let me just do it a bit lazy, but easy. So I'll just say flex justify end. Yeah, man, no worries. Things are never done 100%, so absolutely no worries. So this is, what do you guys think? Like this should be, let me zoom in. Should it be filled like this, or should it not be filled? So let me show you again. So this is how it is when it's filled, the button itself. And then this is how it is when it's, where's my button? When it's not filled. And then you tell me, what do you think looks better? Maybe even this. I feel that the filled one is a bit radical. Can you share, some of you share the thoughts? What do you think is better? Got it, mTori. Okay, any more opinions? Just a quick poll here. So mTori said the filled one looks better. So when it looked like this. Any other opinions? So either like this or like this. All right, I'm gonna go with the filled one. Gonna listen to the suggestion. You typically like filled. Got it. I 100% agree that it's definitely easier to spot. I just don't know how important is it. Got it. Got it. I agree. I agree, actually. With that, I actually agree, without a doubt. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. So now we have the action, right? So what I'm thinking, when you click this, you get a model, and then in a model you write it just basically like some of those other social platforms have it. Of course, what we could do as well is kind of show it here in the UI, but that would then shift the content and stuff. So let's, instead of that, so I click this, we pop out some model, right? Yeah. So let's kind of start that, right? So here we're gonna say const is new dot model shown. Let me just take a look at the app from Mbit. Let's see what he did. Firebase, nice. Nice. You're using custom CSS properties. That's pretty cool. I would advise you not to do this. So if you need to reset styles, either use reset CSS or normalize CSS, right? You definitely don't want to be doing this. So for example, if you're not using Tailwind or some of those kind of frameworks to say, or utilities, you should either use normalize.js. There we have it live. Okay, great, perfect. Let's take a look. Nice, loading state is there. Scratch card, awesome. Nice. Menu, nice. Make sure you fix those scroll bars, the overflow, right? If there's no transactions, then it's pointless to show all, because there's none. So this action is meaningless, right? So get rid of that. Nice, okay. Those notifications are super cool. I feel that maybe they would be better off if they're in the top. So it's kind of, now when I'm on a bigger screen, it took me a while to even see that there's notification, right? Nice, you can toggle this off. I kind of don't think that you should be redirecting when you save. So when I save this, I should still remain here. There's no indication at this point that user wanted to leave this view. Like me changing notification, right? Saving it shouldn't take me to the games, right? And then also notification is here. Overall, pretty amazing, man. Pretty good. It's just, I'm now trying to find things that you can fix or improve. Overall, pretty good. So yeah, use normalize or reset CSS. Don't ever do those things manually, because this is not the only stuff that you have to reset. If you want to reset things, there's a lot of others. So I would suggest you to use, okay, I'm gonna do that in a second. So I haven't played, okay, scratch card, okay. Scratch card, $20. Interesting. Whoa, cool. That's pretty cool, man. And what is the catch? So I have to scratch like 3 same things or something? Or how many? I scratch them all. I like the canvas thing. It's pretty cool. Whoa, nice. Very nice, dude. Nice. I like the animation. I like this. Got it. But you can see kind of, right? I mean, if I haven't had you here, I wouldn't have probably figured it out. But I get it now. Like if you get 3 of the diamonds, you get what? If you get 4 diamonds, you get 500 of those. I guess 3 diamonds. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Nice, man. Super cool. Basically, the only thing I would do here, I would have a little sentence or two about explaining how this works. Maybe I'm just too dumb. It's probably that. I just didn't figure it out, right? All right, amazing, man. Great one. Badass. Let's get back to my stuff here. Super cool, dude. Super cool. Yeah, so do we have some model component? I believe we do. Just spend a bit more time trying. Basically, you're at the stage with that little app. Just try to find things that aren't perfect. That's kind of how I like to do it, especially when I get to the end of some project. Then I sit and I say, all right, let me try to break it, try to see what can be better. So you have that kind of opportunity now, because things work. It's just like, let me, you know, improve paddings, margins, let me remove useless stuff, see if something is clear or unclear, right? Yeah, so my model, implementation of my model kind of sucks in a way. I just realized that, because in a way, if model is opened or closed, should be, in a way, would appreciate that highly idea. Would appreciate it highly. So actually, yeah, it's kind of strange that this sort of state is handled inside. I don't even know how does it work now. I have it. I believe I have this model. I'm using it. Shut up. I'm using it here or here. So when I click this, yeah, it's actually this. It's pretty ugly. Yeah. And let's actually go and search for. Oops, what the hell am I doing? Delete model. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, right, like, so the way that it's controlled right now is that it's basically conditionally rendered, so, right? And in a way that doesn't make sense. So let's kind of lift the state outside of this model. Let's also rename open big to is open. It is. So let me tell you, like, as someone who often hires and that has hired people before, like when you and I think this is important to doesn't matter, right? The thing is, Ambit, every project out there, regardless of your seniority level or whatever, tells a lot of stuff, right? Good recruiters, experienced recruiters, not recruiters, experienced CTOs, team leads, or people who are going to be hiring you, they will always try to find good things and not bad things. So they will see, okay, this guy has sent me his portfolio, let me see what his strengths are, not his weaknesses. Because you don't hire for weaknesses, you hire for strengths. Right? Everybody has a weakness. So try to kind of, so if I would look at your project, I wouldn't necessarily just care about your code, because code is a thing that you get better at over time. It's something that you just, as you keep rewriting and do it again and again, you hopefully get better. Like, I think the empathy towards towards how things look like, feel like, and stuff, the effort that you put into that is as important as your code, right? So you can, for instance, to give you an example, if you can write a perfect code, but if you have a bunch of just inconsistencies in your UI and UX, like for example, when I saved that toggle, I got redirected to games. that's, for example, not the perfect UX. There's no reason for me to get redirected to a different page when I toggle some arbitrary property, right? Then, you know, states, you know, show all. Well, there's like a sentence that you had, like, you know, there's nothing to show, but then beneath it you have a show all button. So focus on those types of details. That kind of tells a lot that you kind of care about the UI, UX, because at the end of the day, right, that's what customers see. They don't see your code, right, or anything like that. So, but I think it's perfectly fine to, it's really good project to have there, absolutely, right? Just give it a bit of a, just go try to break it and ask logical questions. Like you don't have to, you know, you don't need to be any expert into this. It's just like go there and like be just common sense, basically, right? I'm not writing TypeScript in front end either, and I will probably not. So, good evening, Matrix, or study with Matrix. How you doing, man? First time here, I guess. So welcome. Good to see you around. So that's kind of my sentiment about it. Yeah, my pleasure, man. Thank you for asking. Appreciate it. Set is open. So, and then that's how I, at least that's how I kind of meet people, right? That's how I make new friends, and that's how I especially hire, right? Because depending on the intention of a person, right, we can always find bad things about each other. There's not a single person here in this chat or on this planet that doesn't have something bad about them. And if we would focus on those things, then that kind of shows the perception of things about that person. If you just try to find bad things about everybody, then there's probably something bad about you. You know, if you look for bad things in every, but let me not go in philosophy too much. Like good people who have good intentions when hiring, they're gonna see what your good sides are. Of course, then you're gonna talk to them about, hey, what do you think your weaknesses are? But that's not to discredit you or to put you down. It's more to kind of for the team that would hire you to see how they can help you to get better at that, right? So you might be a good listener, bad listener. You might be a good talker, bad talker. You might be good at details or bad at details, right? All of those things are kind of, I don't want to say fixable. There's nothing to fix. We are all unique as human beings, right? We don't have to be the same or perfect. But I, for example, many years ago, you know, I had a time, you know, I had a time in my career when I would drift away too much in the discussions. You know, I would discuss one technical thing and I would then roam too much and change and go off topic and stuff. And I had very good managers who kind of helped me with this a lot, because I have a lot of ideas and I'm an extrovert, right? So this sort of stuff, right? So this all is, and this is the fun of the work. This is where your focus to be better at should be, right? Because you're gonna get better at writing code anyway. That's unavoidable. You're gonna get better at writing code because you're gonna be writing code every day. So that sort of stuff is something that you can't really avoid. You cannot, unless you're not writing it, and then you're stagnating. But other social types of skills, being articulated, being able to share your ideas, being able to hear other people's ideas and actually understand what they want to say. Because, you know, keep in mind that a lot of people say a lot of things, but sometimes we have to read between the lines, etc., right? Absolutely study with Matrix. Thank you for being here. And evening is the same, yeah. Been with my wife, with my kid. We had some guests, work the whole day, and now just hacking away. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Like Beam. Just so you're not wrong, right? I mean, the hiring is very hard, right? Like hiring is almost like a gamble. You don't really. I mean, most of the times it's gonna. Most of the times always that doesn't make sense. So let's just say most of the time it will boil down to who you prefer more, and that is perfectly fine, right? That's, I mean, having a feeling about something is we are human beings, we're not robots, right? Like you cannot You cannot get 2 or 3 candidates, as you said, and then systematically, systematically evaluate them based on some variables. Okay, code level 3, personality 7, this combine, sum up the numbers, who has higher numbers, this guy has higher. Of course, there's a lot of human factor there. There's no question about that, right? But 99.9% people I've hired in my career, they were all kind, they were all good people. And at the end of the day, you end up hiring somebody that you have a better feeling about. That's all, right? So hiring is really hard, and it's very inhumane because you have to let go 99 out of. So if you're hiring for one position, and generally there's a bunch of people applying for it, you have to let everyone know that they're not the right person. So that kind of sucks, right? But in general, I was mostly talking about a good recruiter, a person who is interviewing you will try to see what you like, and that's how you have a discussion. Nobody wants to talk about their weaknesses up front. What type of humanity we would live in if you sit with a new friend and is like, hey dude, can you tell me what you suck at? I mean, that's completely reverse type of thinking, right? Nobody does that. If you're a good interviewer, you're gonna, in a way, find a lot of weaknesses, right, throughout the interview without even talking about it. Both in the technical aspect, if you have experience hiring technical people, you can see easily what a person is good at or bad at during that process. It can be a technical challenge like whatever, right? Good evening, Eppies. Good to see you, man. It's been so long. But anyway, great discussions. I'm actually gonna I have to write this down, and I'm gonna make some videos about it. Let me kind of just such great comments. I have to literally do a screenshot of this. Great discussions. And as always, just a bunch of opinions, so by no means I think I'm right or wrong. It's just my experience talking. Testing is always going to help you, right? Testing is always going to help you in technical challenges. So any additional work that you put in can always help you, right? I mean, I would be I would be unfair to suggest now that you must do it because I'm not writing the unit tests in this project in the front end, right? But if you for sure wanna, there are some things which are common sense. For example, I'm a musician as well my whole life, and for example, in the music industry, you have a lot of guitarists who oppose learning music theory. And most of them oppose it because they don't know it, right? And I always find it ridiculous to reject knowledge. If you can gain more knowledge, it's always better than having less knowledge. It's just common sense. So when it comes to testing or anything else, it's always better than less, right? And thank you very much, Bounty. I think that, I don't know, it's, again, hiring is difficult, and you really need to be a kind and person with empathy, understanding and stuff. Jimi Hendrix is my idol for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we had a long chat. Let's kind of do a bit of work now as well. So as we said, we want to lift this fella up. So we're gonna say is open, set is open, right? And then we're gonna go to delete model over here. Let's kind of search where let's first fix the places where I use this fella. And then here I'll just say is open, and then I'll pass this comment ID. He did know the theory. He didn't know it initially, but he did know the theory eventually. He wasn't Joe Satriani or Steve Vai in that context, by no means. But of course he knew some theory, and then eventually he knew a lot of theory, right? Basically, Eppies, so what I did in the meanwhile, since you've been here for the last time, I got I got this latest and most amazing current CPU apparently that there is now. I got 12th gen core i9, 16 core or 24 virtual cores, right? And this is literally, I did it because I just wanna stream from a single setup, and I have a bunch of screens now and stuff, right? So this is insane setup. I have DDR5, right? You can see that the memories where it's DDR5, it's working on 5,600 megahertz, right? So it's a pretty nifty beast here that we have. You can see that my CPU is at 20%, and I pretty much have this professional camera, all of this stuff. So it's worth it, right? So that's why I'm on the Windows, because from last time you've been here, I've been streaming from my Mac, right? From this fella. But then I had to send the signal to my desktop via HDMI and stuff like that. So it's been just a bunch of keyboards and cables all around. Now it's like really nice. It's super cool, right? So that's kind of, so yeah, indeed. And it's Windows 11. Believe it or not, I have to give credit where credit is due. I think that Microsoft has done a pretty good job, to be very honest. Yeah. No, I have not been to Aarhus yet. No, I have a colleague at work, Simon. His parents and he comes from there, but I have not, and I would really like to go. Okay, so. I guess cancel would be okay. So is open. Let's take a look over here. What's my handle cancel does? Where's the handle cancel? Oh yes. Okay. Sure. That's. I mean, yeah. The Denmark in general really is amazing, right? Let me just see how do I want to kind of go around this model, because I feel that right now a bit too much crap is happening here. So we have this open, then it's set is open, right? Yeah, I live in Copenhagen, right? I live in a city center here, so I am in the epicenter when it comes to this town, right? I mean, now when I think about it, now when I kind of think about this sort of stuff, I now realize why I did it the way that I did it. So that being said, I'll just leave it as is, right? I think I'm just gonna leave it as it is, right? It's very expensive here in Copenhagen, yes. It's incredibly, insanely expensive. Absolutely, yes. It is just crazy. Just crazy. All right, model. Let's just start simple. So let's just say, hey, if this is shown, show it. And let's just say hi. So we go here, we ignore this for a moment. Well, we should kind of add some click handler, whatever. So let's use this fella here. And let's say here on button click, we want to show it, right? On click. Yeah, and then we show it, right? So that's cool. Kind of ironic now that I can't pull it up again, and I think that's probably related to the internal state of this model. So, yeah, but I guess we'll have to fix that later, or actually very soon. Let me zoom in here. So this is gonna give us the model, and then I guess here you want to send a message, right? So And then we'll kind of break this down later into maybe different components and stuff. So here, let's import our draft. Or our editor, actually, editor. And of course now it's going to fail because I believe it's going to miss a lot of stuff that it needs. It needs editor state, empty state, empty. So we'll need something like this, right? And yeah, over here we can just say const thought state, set thought state, use state, oops. And then it's going to be this editor state, the create empty. This is a utility from, it's a method from draft.js, right? Okay. Then editor state is going to be that. Then what else is my guy taking here? It's taking on editor state change. Let's just inline it for now, and then we'll clean it up later. Then let's just say state. And then we get our draft.js here, right? And then as we said, right, we want to, just give me 1 second. Have my window opened here. It's pretty cold. All right, cool. Yeah, so we have this, and as we said, right, we want to kind of, I do think so, yes. I mean, the thing is, right, okay, this might sound a bit silly, and a lot of, it's not many people, a lot of people here, but in a way, right, when you're junior or when you've just finished your school, you pretty much don't know anything. You know a lot of stuff, I mean, you have a lot of knowledge, theory and stuff, but you don't know super much, right? So do I suggest that you work for free? I mean, ideally not, if you don't have to. But the thing is, this industry is so rewarding that if you're patient a bit, you're gonna make so much money eventually anyway. So, you know, when I was, many of my first jobs that I had were barely paid. But the amount of experience I got doing them, you have no idea how much value long-term they provided. So I would say always think long-term. Sure, all of us would like to make any amount of money at the given point in time, but most successful people, they think long-term. So anything that you do and anything that you stay consistent to and consistent with, it's gonna pay off in the long run. So should you take an internship, even unpaid one, if you can sustain yourself before your junior job, 100%. And that's what I think. And I would tell that to my own kid when he grows up. I'm gonna tell him exactly that. So I genuinely believe this, because again, I mean, you know, every junior, every intern that I get, for instance, costs money, right? Like I have to spend my time and perfect. In that case, 100%, man. Don't even think about it. Absolutely, you should. You absolutely should. "100%, man. Go for it." Because it's just incredible how fast you can go up in this industry, right? This is our toolbar, by the way. And right now I have kind of built it very coupled to this. Then going back here, let's see. And now we're missing some handlers. So in a nutshell, yeah. So essentially, when it comes to this fella now, right? Yeah. So we have handle search change. We have a bunch of suggestions, right? And so let's add some default props here, right? Because this is gonna keep blowing up, right? So let's come here and say this is a method or a function. Same with this fella. And then suggestions, what was the suggestions? It was like an array, just an array, right? But this is the wrong thing that we're giving the props to, right? So it should be kind of over here, right? And yeah, we can't kind of do this is because this is shit. No, not really matrix, right? So default props are used to replace, basically, they're just default values. Think of a function that takes some argument and then you can say equal something. So if that argument isn't provided, it defaults to. So in a way, yeah, your response is, the answer to your question is yes, but I'm not doing it so it has some default behavior. I'm doing it so if at some point while developing you don't pass some prop that's required, it's gonna get something that fits that component itself, right? But anyway, we can't actually do it because this component is actually declared inside of here, so we can't actually do that. And doesn't matter, right? So yeah, let's take a look at this, right? So there's nothing obviously wrong here. We now just have a different use case now for the start, and we have to kind of. So generally, I mean, I will need to disallow. Not this. We just need to have our toolbar to be kind of prop based, right? So we don't always show the same toolbar because I don't want to show all of those things for the comments, for this guy, etc. For writing the article and stuff like that, right? So yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple to solve. The thing is, yeah, there's a lot of logic, right? That's kind of that's how it is with draft.js. So I have an idea, right? So let's kind of extend this guy with a prop called toolbar, right? And this is going to be basically an array of things that we do want to include in this context. So I'm going to say, and then what we're going to do actually, if we go over here, we're going to use those kind of styles, right? So we adhere to that. So I'm going to say, I want to include bold, and then we're going to implement that. I want to include bold, and I want to include, and then we should probably turn that into some enum or some constant somewhere, and then save that, because we're not using TypeScript here, so that would be probably pretty smart. So let's say bold, italic, code block. Let's imagine it's just do Toolbar, what do we call this? Yeah, let's just do it like this, right? So we go to the editor. Let's call it toolbar items actually, because toolbar is kind of too generic. So toolbar items. Then we're gonna pass that to the actual toolbar, right? Did I not include it over here? No, I did not. It's okay. So toolbar items, right? We go to the toolbar, we give this fella that same thing. And now when we're kind of looping through all of our block types, right? What we're gonna do is we can either filter it out in this level or filter it out at the places where those block types are used, right? So kind of places like this. I'm actually gonna do it here. So I'm gonna say basically filter. And I'm gonna say, so this is gonna be an object, right? So this is gonna be, let's say, a block. Then I'm gonna say return only those that toolbar items dot includes. And then this is basically a style. Right, something like that, right? I think. So we have block types, we have inline styles, do we have some other type? No, let's take a look now. Didn't quite work, but we're gonna get there. We can see that something's different. So we have a block, so we're now, and then we say toolbar items dot block dot style. Yeah. What if we try with the find? Yeah, so that's pretty much it, right? Now, we have those custom things that we're not quite filtering. So where are those? Inline style, block types, and then custom rich components, right? So we should probably turn this into a function, and we will. So, but not now. Just nail it first. All right. And now, yeah. So that's, so you can see kind of how we just limited what kind of is possible there. Yeah, that's it. All right, cool. So going back to our feed here, we have the model itself, right? Let's happened here? Oh, I guess what happened is that we've removed the actual button. So let's put it back. Button. And let's say variant, right? Primary. Yeah, and maybe we'll try primary filled. No, yeah, nah. I like it a bit. I like it like this. And also, let's kind of go as we're fiddling now with this model, right? There's a lot of stuff that is there some rounded thing here? I just don't like I don't like how this model looks like, to be very frank with you. So yeah, let's keep it like sharp like that. It's just, yeah, I don't know. There's something that I don't like about it. What do you mean about the sound, idea maker? Is something wrong? Is something off? Can you not? Are you not hearing me or something? I guess you are. Okay. I don't know. Alrighty. So kind of, yeah. So we'll have to see. Yeah, it's just something I dislike about this, and it's very hard to say what. Let me kind of zoom out a bit here. Yeah. So you would get that, you would type some stuff. That's pretty cool, actually. Let's try. So if we go here, can you guys hear me? I think it's only on your end. Is anyone else there to confirm that my sound works? I don't know. Nobody's writing anything, so no clue. Yeah, that's actually quite strange. What the hell? Interesting, okay. Alright, so if I go over here. Yeah, maybe that's slightly better. Test. Alright, let me just test if there's sound. Apparently there isn't sound coming through. Yeah. Test, test, test. Yeah, I don't know. Test, test, test. Hmm. What about now? What about now? Yeah, that's super strange. That is super strange. Hmm. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Literally, I don't know what the hell is going on. I think it's Twitch. I'm pretty sure it's Twitch. I mean, I can see my microphone working like in a Streamlabs the entire time, right? So I think that it's just something with their services. Doesn't make any sense. So random, man. Like, just I don't know what's happening. Crazy stuff, man. Pretty annoying. Okay, so when it comes to this, you know, I just want it to be super. Your voice sounds with pitch now. What the hell, man? That's crazy. I have no idea. Let me know if it's still messed up. But there's literally nothing for me to do. Does it still sound weird? Test, test. I don't know, honestly. I don't know. No, I mean, it shouldn't be the music. The music has been playing the whole time, right? So strange. Let me know if it's... I just plugged and unplugged my mic. So I'm not sure if that's... No, this is kind of free type of music, yeah. So this isn't... Is it still messed up? I guess it's still messed up, right? I don't know what's happening, honestly. No idea. I just turned off the music for a second, but I literally changed nothing. I didn't touch anything. So it's super strange. Let me actually try to hear it on my phone. Try to hear it in my phone here quickly. All right, I just want to hear. All right, I just. All right, I don't know. Let me know if let me know if it fixes itself. I don't know what to fix, to be very frank with you. Doesn't seem to be any. I don't know. Just feels very strange. Feels very strange, to be frank with you. Like, is it still distorted and stuff? Is it still messed up? Yeah, man, that kind of ruins the fun for me. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I mean, it just super random. It just happened immediately, right? I don't get it. I wonder if I should just stop streaming and then try again or something like that. Yeah, let me guys, let me try to just stop streaming, right? Then I'm gonna try again. Thank you very much, Matrix. Thanks for being around, man. I hope to see you again. Have a great evening, man.